So my husband, he's resting, but my husband and I, we talked yesterday. That's why I need witnesses. So that's why I need to record myself all the time. And I'm not making this up. We talked. We talk in the car, and then he listened to me, and we both had an agreement. But he switched that. She switched that up. But agreement was, I trust you, and we need to do this together, and you know, because he was saying all the right word for me, and I too have an agreement. But then this morning, he said, my wife, like he's not including us. So he's being a manipulative husband, which he's really good at because he was raised in the church since when? Um, since since he beat the shit out of me, and then he went, and then shit was starting to happen to him, and then I was gonna leave his ass, and then or I stopped going to church when we lived um in Hayward. I was like, fuck you and fuck your church and fuck everything because he didn't do it. They didn't. So I was like, and then he's like, oh, I found a good church for us to go to. So we went to the Samoan ward. So, so that was even before Quanda wasn't born. We only had 3 kids. We had 3 kids that was born in California. So I left the church. I didn't want to go anymore. I was doing my thing. We were doing really good. At that time, he didn't have. He was green card. I mean, he didn't have Social Security. So um, then he started getting in trouble with the law because he's stupid. And he was only in his 20s, and so was I. But I was the responsible sponsor because I was taking care of him financially, financially, with the help. Was I on welfare? Oh, the he's outside, fresh air. Um, I'm gonna slow it down. So I took care of my husband. He didn't have a green card yet. He was processing on working on what the fuck? He was on a processing. Well, he did. He did have some kind of thing from the immigration, but the only thing that he could not do was to work. So he was allowed to be here in America, but was not allowed to work. So because his mother sponsor him, just like because that's his mom, and I was um his wife. We got married and and I was his wife. And then so I took care of him financially. So that's like two partner. Uh his mom sponsor him to be able to stay here in America without getting deported because or getting, but he was always in trouble with the law and shit. But because anyway, um so I was able to take care of him. I I was his that was the mom was just like a Cal Palace project mom in Cal Palace, which is Lua Fata Iramia. Um um she's just all she did was she loved bingo more, and and then his son, um, Quando, and me and his grandkids. She had nothing to, she was not even around for her grandkids. Okay. So, so she was never there. Fata was never there, but we would just take them to go over there for their church activities at the Follow Church. So they were not really in our life when we lived in California. So anyhow, I took care my I took care of my kids, took care of my husband, uh, until and still did until I lost my job, which was like 4 years ago from now. Said, and I lost my right to work in America. It's set up by the government. So, so why am I doing this video? Because it's helping me to talk to someone out there that can listen, and you have this, if just to listen, just reach out there to people to help me and with my life, with my story, for me to just put it out there on social media, and then maybe it can make sense to anyone or anything that's been going around in this world and why people don't look normal anymore. Or there are some people who looks anyhow. Um, what's that? Uh, and also just to help me to talk, because my husband and I, we we can only barely be sit and talk we're like before. Like, okay, so before we were able to sit for hours and hours, just relaxing, chilling, and lovey dovey. And that ever since this thing that happened with my daughter Angelina, when she came from her mission, or when she went on a mission in the church, when we first moved out from that first house that we rented in Hurricane, I don't know when it started changing. Like he was always in and out the house. Like he would never want to spend time with me and his kids. And the only time he was there, it was just to watch football. He only took the time to be for his kids is when for football, for the boys. He didn't really care about. He was just there draining my money out, controlling, draining my money out. And by the time, so maybe he's like his mom, a gambler. She's a gambler. They're addicted to gambling. Um, I'm going to gambling now. His brother, Reggie, they're big time gambler, drug dealer, and just, they don't really give a damn about anyone but themselves. And Fata too, because Fata was raised by him. And my husband, he's just over here, just a family man. I don't know what else to say. So, and I'm a family, a, a family woman. When I, so where when I say a family woman is a unit, I come from a unity of a family of yeah, of let me see. I come from a unit of a family of education, hard work, and builders, architect, even in the medical field. Um, and also the new talent, which I talk about, which is you have hidden talent that will come up at times in your life. So this is my talent. This is my gift. My children are gifted. And I know you have some gifted children out there too. You know who you are. You have gifted children out there, guys. And I'm not the only one. And there are, hey, get back over here. um, so, um, what's that? Hmm. And so, and my husband, he didn't have that. When I met my husband, he didn't have none of that. All he had was a mom that goes bingo and worked 24/7, was never there. And Jimmy Asuao was a home wrecker. Like, yeah, it's a home wrecker. In my book, that's what I call that. It's a home record. Like, that's that. He's from LA. He's a OG. And he's a home wrecker that was abused by Fata. Fata was a husband abuser. Um, that's how I remember them. And and he has hella children and stuff like that. But the only person that I can think of that was like I can say successful out of all his children or or great people that I can have good memory about is his first wife. She lived in LA and I believe she died in LA. And and the second wife, um, she died in Las Vegas. Sweet lady. They both died. And the only one alive is what do you call that? A woman who would go and take another man from a family. And so what? He's a fucking player. But there's a word to it in like a home record. Strike two. Strike three. So she had one baby with him, which is Angela. Uh, so that's Fata, Lua Fata. So she has no respect for me and my husband because they're she she married a married man who had like 10,000 kids and a wife and a wife that was taking like six kids or seven, eight, and they were still babies, but she didn't care. She still like took him out and they met at church. They met at church. Oh yeah, this shit is getting very interesting. Oh, so they met at church. So and that guy over there, my husband. Okay, so Fatas just started coming around, having like closer relationship when you know how they say when only family only come around just to be like just to be show off. Yeah, yeah, that's them, Fata. That's her. Okay, because she didn't give a fuck about me and my kids. Period. The only people that helped me raise help me with my kids was my mom and dad and my siblings. Yeah, they weren't there, but they started coming around when you know, yeah, they, and I'm sure you have family like that. They only come around when you're going like, oh wow, like want to be around you because you're all that and shit. That's you have family like that. Stay the fuck away from them, and you make sure to stay 1,000 miles away in the future. Away, away, away. So, and that's that. And uh, what else? What I was gonna say? Anyhow, so she just like she didn't like she didn't even like her own son. Quando, my mother-in-law didn't even like her own son. And anyway, and she like Reggie. They had relations. She was closer to Reggie and Ashley. Why? Because she said balangi. Are you ghetto ass? You fat balangi. Get the fuck out of my face. Anyhow, uh, that's why I can talk crap here. I'm safe in my house. um, and that's that. Also, I don't have any family who are that I know of or like murderers and stuff, but I know he does. He has a cousin that, yes, dear, hang on. Because he would tell me a lot of stories and stuff. Um, uh, well, we'll save that for next chapter. But today at 12 o'clock, the psychiatrist will be here to be here. So I need you guys. Um, actually, I don't need anything right now. I just need to stay focused and just continue to do what I'm doing and upload to show my social media and stuff. But Dr. Monk is gonna be here at 12 to speak to my son and to my husband and I. But I'm gonna let Dr. Monk have his time and to speak with my son because I think it's okay. Yeah. I think my son will be okay. It's good for my son to talk like a man to man, I guess you can say, or to person without me getting involved. So I would do that. I'm gonna try my best to not just let the have his time with this this Dr. Monk. And my husband will be here. So that's that. and my husband needs me. I'm gonna go see what he needs. And I think it was the other or this about the hepatitis. That's what I was talking about, the hepatitis. So anyway, I'm gonna stop recording. And my husband been giving me hickeys here. And he always suck in certain area in my neck now. So I'm curious. I'm having curiosity about that because there's this certain area he sucks on. So I wonder this freaking guy is trying to do something to me because was it last night or the night after that? Like he was sucking on my neck, right? And I was gonna go take a shower because when I was feeling it, like, but then I came in a room and then he was sleeping and and then and if you're a husband and wife, when you like kind of like get ready to get busy and your wife go take a shower, that means something, right? That means I'm gonna go freshen up because my coochie need to be clean and my breath. I need to brush my teeth because that's how we make love. But he was sleeping in my bed, right? And then he got up when I went in the room, and then he was like, "Do you want me to get out?" And that's my cue right there. Like I was like, yeah, sure." So he got up and left. So I'm like, got my blessing. I was like, "Thank you, Jesus, hallelujah." Stay by the bell again. Uh, and that's that. And I'm like, so, but I'm still on my period. Like it's not really period. It's like kind of like pinkish. So I just want to thank Jesus God that me and my husband didn't had any sex for since I think it's been 2 weeks. So, I thank you, Jesus, for that. And I don't feel like anything with him. So I don't know what kind of game we're playing, but for now he is my supporter, my husband. So, and I'm his night nurse. When I say night nurse, it's like he has gout now, so I'm gonna take care of him. Yes. Why? Huh? But why? I don't want to come in your room because it stinks. Are you in my room? Anyhow, and that's with that. Yeah, that's that. It's 10:11. I'm gonna get ready and clean my room because the nurse was gonna be here at not the nurse, the psychiatrist will be here at 12. And my husband's wanting me to come over here. And this is gonna be my video for the day. My premiere video. So I'm gonna record. I'm gonna go see what he wants. Yes, dear. Okay, so he's not in my room. Yeah, yeah. Order the flag. Okay, so I get triggered because he always did that before when we didn't really have a marriage. He would just lay there in bed and have me do things for him. And then he'll get on the phone and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go do it in my room. Okay. Hey, how's your feet? Yeah, can you come out? Come out. Go. Oh, okay. But I need to go to the store and get me some cough drop because I need that right now. Because it's 10 and that guy's coming in at 12. And I need my I need my cigarettes. Yeah. I need my cigarettes and I need cough drop. No, not in there. But I can in the living room. I slept really good last night. How did you guys sleep? So let's talk about Tahiki. So I've noticed he gave me like Hiki like 3 times or twice. And then there's this certain area he would suck on. Like I think this and it had like one, two dark like this. And now he's doing this over here. So now I'm curious. Maybe it's because from his teeth. Because he's chipped. Maybe that's why. But anyhow, about when with like a married couple, like the cue, like let me go freshen up, and he come in a room and he's like, oh, but when I went to take a shower, he got up and went to his to to his room and used his bathroom, and then he came back and 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 lay on my bed. And I came after my shower, and and then he asked me, do you want me to get go sleep in the living room?" And I said, "Oh, it's okay. You can do whatever you want." So he got up and came and slept in the living room, and I slept really good. Uh, so but last night he had like what you call it. Hmm. And he would kisses me and stuff his mustache and like he'll leave like like pimples on my skin. That's why I don't. That's oh my god! Look at my ear. I got a little pimple in my ear. And I got a little owie over here. Oh yeah, and my husband used to have like really bad holes in his face when I first met him. He was from like like his face, he would have holes in his face. Like here, all over. And he told me he had like really bad acne. He was an athlete in New Zealand. Athletic, and he had really bad in New Zealand and shit. So, um, so but I took care of him. I have a picture of him and we were at he was really good friend with a guy named Tusi. Tusi died. Oh yeah. I had this so many great memories in my okay, so last night we were watching this movie they made in California. It's about some. Um, do you know that guy that is in that movie? That black guy. He's kind of big, muscular. He was playing. He was in the movie. And all I can think of, I can't think of the name right now, but there's a song that is like famous with that movie. It's like, oh, there's this 12th man that they worked. One was a jailbird. One worked in the oil in the ocean, and one they're like from all over the place. There were 12, and they were picked to go to outer space to save the Earth. And there was a black guy who's just like, what's that song? I'm leaving on the jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Leaving. You know that movie? Um, so there's that black guy, he's an actor in this movie that and and there was another one that was Nipsey. Do you know that guy that died? That got shot. Um I think he got shot in LA. I don't know if they ever caught but it's a mafia like that killed him, you know. Could be the government, mafia. So, jail thing, blah blah. But anyhow, this movie, Nipsey was in it and he was in jail. And there and then I recognized Alcatraz. They made this movie in Alcatraz and then part in LA. And there is the only person I remember. I think there's an actor, he's Balangi or something. If I can remember the name of the movie. So anyway, I don't know why my husband was telling me about the movie last night for me to watch it. And then he started having memories of his friend Tusi. But I remember Tusi, the Tusi that I know, that was kind to my husband and was helping my husband because, and the only reason why he did it to help my husband is because he he likes his family. He likes me and he likes his kids and he's a family man. So and my husband was stupid. He would always get in trouble and shit, right? And this guy is a fucking idiot. And here he has a great wife who's taking care of his kids. And he always getting fucking in trouble with the law and shit. And he got in trouble, so he didn't work. And he used to work with him, but he stopped working with him. And then he kind of like I don't know how he relocated and got a hold of him again. Oh, I think through the when he worked as a bouncer in San Francisco, because San Francisco was hype then. Like money, that's where the money was. That's where they were doing a movie and they were getting paid at the club for using their facility, for using their security guys, and for using the jail. Something is popping in the microwave. And even using the Samoans in San Francisco. And he was just going through his memory lane. But the only people that I recognize from the movie is that black guy in that movie. I'm leaving. And that song with Aerosmith. What's that song? It's anyhow. You know what song I'm talking about? Aerosmith. Big old mouth. Wah! That that's all I remember in that movie that I recognized was oh, and that guy, Die Hard. He's in that movie. That guy in Die Hard, he was the father. And the daughter. The daughter was in love with one of the astronaut. And what's his name? Uh she was in love with him. I can't think of the name. The guy, Ben Affleck? Affleck? Ben Affleck, I think. Like was like I don't know. I think he was screwing everybody in the actors the in the industry when he thought he was the shit. And then he was dating what's her name? They had like an off and on relationship with Jennifer Lopez. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. So that's that movie. That so I recognize the father from that movie, which is he's in that movie Die Hard, and then the girl she did a lot of movie for the Mormons. Um, she's Mormon, I believe she's Mormon. And she did a lot of like movie for the Mormons, and then Ben Affleck did a lot of movie with his other friend, and stuff like that, and then and that black guy that would did in the jet plane, don't know when I'll be back. There were all great actors. The 12 Man. Anyhow, that's who I just remember great actress in movies. But I'm not really good at names. But and I recognized Nipsey. And they made this movie back when I had 3 kids before 1999 in the 80s. They made that movie around the 80s. I like to think so. If I'm wrong, please shoot me. Because there's a lot to remember and trying to make sense to why these people are coming after him. Um,